Okay, first of all, it was good, to be back in the stadium. Our guys were excited to be out there. Had a lot of people watching. Our lettermen were back today, which is always good to see those guys. We had a coaches clinic the last 3 days, almost 1,000 coaches. It was great to see such a great turnout, and they got a chance to watch our practice today, which was good. We did a half a practice, half a scrimmage. With the older guys, they did the first half with a lot of thud. With the actual scrimmage part, we let a lot of the younger guys go. Really, it was an emphasis on building depth. There was some of the guys that were starters last year we knew a lot about that didn't participate in the scrimmage. But overall, it was good for us to get some information on some guys. And like I said, the emphasis was on building depth.
Questions?
Did Nick take part today?
He was out there, yes.
Anything specific that he did stand out?
You brought in Lou Holtz for the coaches clinic. Just talk about that relationship.
Yeah, of course, growing up in the state of Arkansas, he was the head coach at Arkansas, and I was growing up. I got a lot of respect for him as a coach and as a person, and I consider him a friend, and he did a great job. Talking with our coaches, and then he also got to talk to our team and just did an outstanding job with that.
Your scrimmage part, who scored?
No, those. There was a few scores, but at the same time, like I said, it was more geared for evaluation more than it was. We didn't kick extra points, so that should tell you something.
How's Peyton Barber coming along? He's one of those young guys you've been really want to see a lot of.
He's getting a whole lot of reps, which is good, and he definitely. Definitely needs reps with different groups and all that. But you can see he's improving. He wants to be good, and he's a tough guy.
For a guy like Cameron Toney, how big was today to be able to get a lot of those reps?
Yeah, him and some of those other young guys too. It was very good, and they've gotten a lot of reps up to this point. That's been the good thing about this spring camp is a lot of the younger guys have been out there, and there's nothing like building reps.
Who were some of those younger guys, first-year players, red shirts, guys that didn't play a lot last year, who really showed something to you this spring?
It's hard right now to single out any one person. I think as a group, all the guys that redshirted, are getting a chance to show what they can do. From my standpoint, they all have very good attitudes. They're coachable. They're wanting to do what is asked. But there's not one guy that I can say right now that stands out in that group. And that's not a bad thing. That doesn't mean they're not somebody doing good. I think as a group, they're doing pretty good.
With just a half scrimmage today, is it a situation where you feel like you don't need as much scrimmage in the spring, or is maybe next week going to be a even more important?
Well, first of all, we've been very physical this spring, but we have more information about our team, and now we're starting to get specific on, like I said, building depth and making sure that you got guys that are prepared once you get to fall camp. So, strategically, I'll get with the coordinators, after we grade this scrimmage, kind of see where we're at, and we'll get a good plan for the next 2 weeks, whether that is, more tackling or less. And like I said, we'll be for sure A-Day. We'll put the ball down and let it rip.
Have you been happy with Nick's completion percentage through the spring? I know the target there right at 65%.
I think Coach Lashley is pleased with where Nick's at. We're trying to, be perfect, and the standard's very high for him, and it should be, and it is for him too. But he's definitely improved. But we still got some areas to improve in, and we got 2 weeks to do it.
How's Jeremy progressing as well?
Good. Jeremy's doing a solid job. He's right there with Nick, and Coach Lashley's done a good job of kind of mix and match and putting Jeremy in with the first group too. And he's a very confident young man, and he's continuing to work hard. I've been very proud of him with his approach. He's a competitor.
Gus, is it nice to not have too many position battles to really concern yourself with? You obviously have some, but this spring you have a lot of positions pretty much in place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's good that we do have that. And like I said, we're starting to get to a point where last year at this time we were coaching the first and second steps, and now we're able to coach the third and fourth steps. And I think that is always a good thing. We hadn't arrived. Don't get me wrong, but we do know a lot about our guys, and we got to finish this thing. We got 2 more weeks. That's what I just told them. So we got 2 more weeks, and we got to put the hammer down, and we got to make sure we get better.
What do you want to see in these next 2 weeks, outside of just getting better?
Yeah, I just say overall execution. I mean, we're starting to get people in positions, and they've got plenty of reps, and now they just got to get better at what they do.
You obviously